Hey everyone, today is a big day. We're going to be playing my game, PEMDice. All right, we are going to be exploring the order of operations. So how we use parentheses and the different operators and in what order we use them. So it's pretty straightforward, okay? The game consists of 15 dice, 6 operators, they're the red ones, 6 numbers, they're the white ones, and then the fixed ones are the black dice. Okay, so we've got 2 parentheses that are always going to be parentheses, and we've got an equal sign that, what's the probability of rolling an equal sign? Okay, what you do is you just spill the dice, and I always try to break them down by numbers. You're always going to get an odd number, you're always going to get a fraction, you're always going to get one with a 0 in the end. And this is a die that's the larger number, so we actually have a 10 and a 40. That's kind of handy. This is the squaring, the power, the root symbol, and then we've got one that's always multiplication, one that's always multiplication and division, and then another that's the fancy die with the cube roots and things like that. Okay, so it's pretty advanced when you play with those dice, but it's pretty simple if you just think about it as numbers that are being grouped and added and subtracted. Okay, the goal is to use as many of the dice as possible, all right? And so I always look at the operators here. This is kind of a tough roll because it's nice to have some divided symbols in there. We've only got a subtraction. Some of the tricks that you can learn is that when you subtract 2 numbers and make 1, that's really handy because in math, if you multiply or divide by 1, it doesn't change anything. So right there is a group of 5 dice that we can use that is just like not going to do a lot of damage. So if I do 10 or 40 times 1/2, right? 40 times 1/2 is going to be 20. Oh, look, I've got a 10 right there, 10 and 4. That looks suspicious. So a very, very simple thing would be just to make that, okay? Oh, that was a 1/2. So, oops, not that even, just to make that, all right? And then if I just put it like this, that means multiplication, right? 40 times 1 is still 40. So there's a very simple expression that I've made. The rule on the parentheses is you don't put them in unless you need them. So that means if I take them away and put it like that, is 407 minus 6 equal to 10 times 4? No, it isn't. When you combine dice like this, you read that as 407, all right? So there's a lot of options you've got here. If I did, let's see, what's left over? Or I should try to make, get the 1/2 in there somehow. This is where you just play around with things, try grouping different things. A cube root, sometimes you can play games where you must use this. So again, a cube root of that 1, that's another sneaky thing that you can do. A cube root of 1 is still 1. So again, I could put it like this. I could say it is 40 times the cube root of 1. So again, that's using 2, 4, 6, 8, that's 10 dice, okay? So if you can make expressions with 10, that's great. Now this is a caret, okay? So raising something to the 1 power, raising something to the 1 exponent like that, that's 40 raised to the 1 exponent is still 40. So again, it's a different expression. It's my clever use of 1. Let's see if we can do something else. Okay, so 6 minus 4 is 2, all right? So if I did that 40, and then 2 times 1/2. So again, this is a fancy way of writing 1. Do you see that? 6 minus 4 is 2. 2 times 1/2 is 1. So if I did, let's see, well, I've used up my other chance to make 40, but let's see, how about 40 times 1/2? 40 times 1/2, that's 20. That's equal to 10 times 2. So I could do it like that. All right, so there's another one. See how that works? And I could take out that times if I wanted to, but the point of the game is to use as many cubes as possible, so I might as well put that in there, okay? So 6 minus 4 is 2, times 10 is 20, 40 times 1/2 is also 20. So that's 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 11, all right? So if you're using 10 or 11, you're doing pretty well. All right, let's try a different roll, and I think you maybe have the idea. Okay, why don't you pause this And I'm going to cheat a little bit here. Let me get a division in there. And then we'll deal with factorial. Let's put a square cube in there. All right. So I'm just cheating a little bit to get a roll that is a little more interesting and applicable to us. Okay. So again, put your numbers over, take a look at them. That's a 6, by the way, not a 9. I got a 30. I've got 2 5s. It's unusual to get 2 of the same number, so you can use that to your advantage. And there we go. So looking at these, I've got a cube, I've got a square. Okay, those are both going to make numbers bigger. One's going to multiply the number times itself 3 times, and the other times itself twice. But again, you can use that to your advantage sometimes. Let's see. So here's a good one. 30 divided by 6. Well, that's equal to 5. So if I took 5, and if I raise it to itself 3 times, that means 5 times itself 3 times, I could say that's equal to 5 times itself 2 times, but then times 5, okay? So there's a really good example of using the exponents. It doesn't, it's tricky, but then it's not too tricky if you just think about what those symbols mean, all right? 8 is also 2 times itself 3 times. So if I could come up with a way of making 2 like this, 6 times 1/3 is 2. If I take 2 and raise it to itself, multiply by itself 3 times, I will get 8, all right? So I'm a trained professional, so I can do this fairly quickly. I would love for you guys to try to make complicated ones, the longest possible ones that use both of these fancy symbols, and you'll be good to go, all right? So let's roll one time, and we'll see how lucky or unlucky we get, and this will be your homework. All right, there you go. We've got a cube root. We've got 2 multiplication symbols. It's nice to sometimes have a subtraction symbol and a division symbol because they can make numbers smaller. You've got 9 and 60 and 2 and 3 and another 3. That's good. You can do some things clever with 3 minus 3, for instance, gives you 0. If you can make 0 on both sides, try that. I don't know. I don't want to give too much away. There you go. Take that roll and run with it. Good luck.